What's going on YouTube? Claykeysult back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius banner review, and this time we're talking about the Orlandeau banner, baby. It's finally here. I'm excited to go over each character and tell you about their TMs, if it's worth pulling on, and then finally tell you why Orlandeau is so great and how he's going to help your team out. So let's do this, guys. So the first unit I want to talk about on this banner isn't even from Tactics. That's right, it's Lawrence from FFBE. He's a 3-star going up to 5-star, and he is a physical damage dealer. And the one thing about Lawrence, I think, is the only thing we're really going to talk about, or that's going to spur up talk about Lawrence, is that TM in, I think it's called Monster Breastplate. That's going to be a mid-tier TM for me. I know a lot of you guys out there are going to argue with me, but let me just give you my points. It's only 3 attack more than the Black Belt Gi, which is craftable and free to all players. It is only, I think, 22 defense higher, and that's not an only, that's a lot of defense, right? But defense in this game isn't as worth it as health, so you kind of got to weigh that on your own. And then another argument a lot of people like to make is that it is a light armor, and you can put it on X-Death, and that's 12 extra magic for X-Death, and that's very, very true. But for people using X-Death, I just feel like they're using X-Death because they're free to play. And so essentially, are you free to play grinding this TM out for a month's time to gain that little bit of 12 magic, that little bit of defense that probably isn't going to make that big of a difference in my opinion, and that 3 attack? Are you really going to take a month's time or, 2 weeks time if you're full lapis refilling to get these TMs out there? For me, the expected value and the percentage that it'll put up on your characters is just not worth it. Now, if you don't have anything else to farm, hell yeah, put the TM up. If you end up pulling so much on Orlandeau that you make this TM, it is a fine TM. But I'm putting it in the mid tier because it really just doesn't give you that big boost, that big badass like increase. Now, is it best in slot for Olive? Yeah, it is. It's pretty damn good for Olive. But it really isn't that big of an upgrade from the Black Belt Gi. It's 3 attack, meaning 6 attack, I do believe. Just isn't really working out for us there. So let's move on to actually about Lawrence. Lawrence has Barrage, and that's about it for me. He does have breaks and 30% each, but they're singled out, and it's just, we're over that now. We have Rain, so these full break units that haven't broken up are just not even going to get a look at. He has these cool abilities where he like does some damage, and then he dodges some physical attacks, or he can negate physical attacks. He does have that a little bit going for him, but again, just not really anything we want to look at, and the cons being 5-star restrictions, and overall just not that great of a character. So let's look at the rankings for Lawrence. We got a 4 out of 10 on Global, and then on the JP side, they ranked him 72 out of 100. And then let's talk about that meme. You guys wanted the funny meme things back, so I'm going to give him the FFBE Hero Wannabe stamp. He looks amazing. He's from FFBE. They try to make him look good. They don't get the skills to back it up, guys. So that's all you guys need to know about Lawrence. Next up on the banner, we have a healer, a 3-star base going to 5-star. That's Ovelia. And Final Fantasy Tactis character. Yay! There we go. There's a Tactis character for us. Again, healer. The TM will be Dream Waker. I'm going to give this the mid-tier to almost high-tier, spot here. I just keep thinking of Tillith in my head. The healer Tillith. She's coming, the 6-star's coming, and she's going to take control. But the reason Dream Waker, I like it a lot, is it does have less stats in the attack and spirit range, a lot less spirit than Lena's Magi Staff TM, but it also has the added bonus of having an MP percentage on it, which I think is much, much, much more useful there. So I'm going to say Dream Waker, best in slot healing staff right now. I really like it a lot, and I think it's really awesome. So moving on, we'll look at the pros of Ovelia. She has Raise, Kuraja, and Asuna, which are amazing for a healer. Like, that's what you want to see, right? It's not a full raise, but whatever, And then she has a limit burst that heals, which I really enjoy too, so that's awesome. However, she has the 5-star restrictions. She doesn't really have anything else to kind of put her together, things like that. So she's going to be that 5-star healer that you may need down the road. But we just got Y'shtola, the free-to-play, healing extraordinaire. So we're going to go to rankings here. We're going to give her a 5 out of 10 on Global. I'm going to give her a little bit up there because, yeah, she does have the 3 things you want to raise Kuraja and Asuna on your healer. 74 out of 100 on JP, and now she is that girl your mom wants you to date. That's right, she looks beautiful, she's that nice girl, she does well in school, she ain't doing nothing wrong. But you really want something a little bit more spicy, a little bit better. We have a Dancer class coming up in Soleil, a 4-star base going up to 6-star on this banner. Support, obviously, Dancer. We'll talk about the TM Miracle Step. I'm going to give that a low tier ranking. It's just a lot of hodgepodge, a lot of mixture of a bunch of stats, but they're all low percentages. So not really what I'm looking for when I look for a TM to grind out. Just going to go ahead and say low tier and skip over that. Let's talk about the pros of Soleil. Can buff up your team and all the stats. She can buff all your stats up in a way when she performs a dance. She has big MP regeneration passively, which is awesome. She resists some status elements 100%, which is awesome. She resists actually a lot of them. And then she can hide, which is a cool ability. Essentially, she just disappears for like, what is it, 3 to 5 turns or something like that. She just goes away, I guess. I've never seen it in action, but that's what I'm reading off the wiki, is that she just disappears and goes away, which is kind of weird. And I kind of want to see how it works, and I wonder how that would be useful, though. I guess you buff your team hide until it's time to, like, buff your team again. So that's pretty crazy. Let's look at the cons. She cannot break, and you know, I hope you guys know where I'm going with this. She cannot heal. And her buffs, although she can do them by 60% to each buff, attack, magic, spirit, and defense, that's each, it's AoE, but it's each single. So like you only raise the attack by 60% on that turn, and then only the magic by 60%. You get what I'm saying? So you're kind of like playing catch up. And maybe someday you might need that little like one single stat needs to be raised up. But other than that, Soleil is kind of lowering it down. I hope I'm saying that right because I was reading that in chat. So let's look at the rankings. I'm going to give her a 6 out of 10 on global. Again, nothing too special here. I don't see her fitting into a lot of teams, sadly. She does have like a happenstance, like a, chance ability that does a bunch of different things. But again, with chance and RNG, it's just weird. None of them are honestly not even that great. So, and then she has an 88 out of 100 on JP. She did get some enhancements, I think, on JP. So remember, some of these JP rankings could be after enhancements. So she got a pretty kind of mediocre rank in JP. So without further ado, let's do the funny thing. She is that girl that doesn't want you to know about Ling. We all know that Ling's better. I know you guys know that I don't really like Ling that much personally, but Ling is a beast, and Ling is everything that Soleil wishes she could be. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Honestly, I've been waiting for this since Lightning. As a player, waiting to see another great come into the thing. Not to say there weren't other great units, Noctis was a surprise, but like learning the game before 5-star bases came out in Global, you knew you wanted Lightning, and then Orlandeau would be the next one up. So Orlandeau is the next big baddie, dick dag, swinging badass here in FFBE. Everybody's been talking about him, and everybody wants him. He's a 5-star base going to 6-star, meaning he's pretty tough to pick up, and his role is a physical damage dealer. The TM is called Thunder God Cid's Plan. Pretty cool TM. Cool, you know, like flare-wise, fluff-wise, but not cool in the sense it's getting a low tier, okay, guys? It's going to give you 3 abilities. Those 3 abilities aren't that great. You know, like the Ring of Lucii will give you 3 procs on it. This is kind of the same thing in a Materia slot, but just there aren't good things that happen or worth it in a TM, so not that worth it, not that good to look at. So let's look at the pros of Thunder God Cid of Orlandeau. Let's talk about why he's amazing. First up, light change big dick daddy attack. And what this is Holy Explosion. It's essentially an attack where he's going to go in with a 2x multiplier to a single target, 50% ignore defense, which just adds to the multiplier. He's going to lower the light resist, and then he's going to chain it up. So it's going to be awesome. He's going to hit him quick, hit him hard, and it does a lot of damage on top of lowering the light resist by 50%. This is going to play a key factor when we equip him with a light weapon, more preferably a light greatsword, because he does have greatsword mastery, increasing his attack by 40% when you equip this. Now, after talking to people and understanding, you want to build Orlandeau with one greatsword that has the light on it, Excalibur, or the new one coming from the event. And then you want to have, probably for best in slot, you want to have a katana in his other hand with blade mastery. That way we make his attack as high as he can go. Just so you know, Orlandeau already has a really high attack stat. After pots, he's up there pretty high. So he's not only does he have one of the best chaining abilities in the game that works really well with a light greatsword, and with others chaining with him, so like maybe a friend Orlandeau, he also just already has that stat base high attack that you may want. And then he has an attack and magic break for 40%, and then he also has a defense and spirit breaker in his exclusive materia you can get from the event by 40%. So just in case you need that in other events coming up, or you know you need somebody else to be breaking, Orlandeau can do that for you, or a friend Orlandeau can help you out. He does resist some status elements. I think it's like blind, paralyze, and sleep, and confuse maybe. Something around those lines. He does resist some, so that's awesome. When any unit can do that, that's amazing. He does have MP refresh. He does have abilities that can confuse, stop, you know, all this kind of other stuff. And on top of all of this, he has an ability where he osmoses the enemy with a physical damage hitting ability. So if he starts running out of MP, he can just get it back up there if he needs it, on top of the MP recovery he already has with refresh at the end of every turn. So that is amazing. So that's why he's so good. He just hits really hard. He has a high attack stat already, and he's really great at chaining, okay? Let's talk about the cons. He kind of needs a light weapon to be awesome. I know a lot of people out there want to tell me that he's not that amazing without dual wield, which he's not. Dual wield makes it a character insane, right? So when you have a Noctis and then you threw dual wield on him, it became insane, right? For those people out there that did it. and Orlandeau will be the same, but Orlandeau is still really powerful without it. What he really needs is a light weapon to shine, which you guys have that, and a light greatsword at that, so you're going to be able to get that from the event. And if you're watching this after the event has already gone out, go out there and try to get Excalibur or get a light greatsword that you can, and if not, just throw a light weapon into his hand that he can wield. He can wield swords, greatswords, and katana, which are what you really want in a character. And then he can just wear any kind of armor. It's like all of them, and then he can wear shields too if you need him to, so that's pretty awesome. But he also has little AoE. He does have it in his limit burst. He does get his limit burst build up faster, but I don't know about that in a way when you're trying to clear out enemies. So maybe put, you know, Odin on him with Blade Blitz could help him out with that. So without further ado, let's look at the rankings. He gets a 10 out of 10 for me in Global because he is just that amazing. He will be the top physical damage dealer in Global for quite some time. And then he gets a 99 out of 100 on JP, and that is just top notch. I don't think there is a unit that has 100 out of 100, so maybe they're just afraid to give him that. But yeah, and then his funny thing is he's a bearded badass chaining master. He comes in with his hood, he comes in with his beard, his big great sword, and he chains the shit out of people and knocks them out the park, man. Orlandeau is amazing, guys. All right, guys, so we've reached the end of our Orlandeau banner video. Should you guys pull on this banner, obviously, you know you're going for Orlandeau, right, on this banner. But what you may not have known is the rest of the units are just not that great. We've known about this. The TMs aren't that great. There are some mid-tiers in there and a really good staff and a breastplate that could make your team a little bit better, but nothing amazing. And then even Orlandeau's TM isn't that great. So you're not in here for the TMs. And the other three characters in Soleil, the healer, and the physical damage dealer, they're just not there either. They're just not bringing much to the team. So you're chasing a 5-star base unit. Remember, guys, that when spending money without getting lucky, I think the average was like $375 spent to make sure, like on average, that you get the 5-star that's been you know, upgraded there. You know, the rates have been put up. So chasing Orlandeau is like chasing a pipe dream. So it is really up to you. A lot of people were telling me, man, I really hate that this player's choice banner came out. I would have totally saved for Orlandeau. And that's personal choice, yes. And you know, I tried to warn you guys about that. However, the player's choice banner had so much more value than this banner has, okay? If you didn't get a 5-star base on the player's choice, you had all those teams from the 3-star and 4-star that you could get. Some really great things going on there. Whereas this banner, it's literally Orlandeau or bust. Very, very small chance of pulling him, but you know, that's the fun of this game, right? And a lot of you guys want this character, so I just want to say, if you don't pull him, please don't quit the game. He's going to be in here forever. There are going to be other chances. You know how Noxus was on that banner just recently? They're going to slap Orlandeau on another banner. Don't worry about it. And then we have Aline coming up, which a lot of you guys don't know about. She's an FFBE character. She's part of the Holy Trinity. She's really, really great at what she does in physical damage land. And then we have Tactis, my boy, coming out, and he is also awesome. You're going to have several chances of getting these amazing characters, and just don't give up, guys, and good luck on pulling Orlandeau, okay? If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below and let me know if you're pulling for Orlandeau. And just let me know about your pulls, honestly, too, man. I hope you guys all get it. And then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.